What is up, everyone? This is SwordKing090 and it's going to be episode 178 of Pixelmon. And of course, this is going to be a server called Envyblock.org, so if you'd like to join me, feel free to do so. Just respect the rules of players, of moderators, of staff, and have fun. Mainly just do not grief, do not steal, do not raid, do not steal, and as well as that, well, let me see, just have fun. It is survival in a world of Minecraft, and it has Pokemon in it. What more could you ask for? We have mini games, we have gym battles, and we have Wonder Trade, and shiny tokens, and things like that. So feel free to join our server. So I know that within the past week and a half that I've been talking about a lot of what I've been putting my thoughts into, so I'm thinking that this is going to be the final video where I'm going to put my thoughts, because at the end of the day is whatever I want to talk about, and if it works then it works, if it doesn't then it's still out there, so that I could let people know of what I think about these things, and maybe things will change a little bit, maybe people actually will consider these things, or maybe that people from other servers that run servers or have staff members or even are staff members of other servers may actually think about this as well. And one of the things I really want to clarify when I keep saying that we are human is that keep in mind there are people of all ages that have different mentalities. There are people who are young. Minecraft is a young demographic game. You will always find people who are 10 years old, 11 years old, 12, 13, or 14 who sometimes may have a spoiled brat mentality. Yes, it is true, and don't lie to me, guys. You have seen it before, and some people actually act that way all the time. So the best thing you could ever do is have patience. You have to have a little bit of patience to actually talk to these people, to make them know why the things that they are doing is wrong. It's like, we have rules on the server, and this is what happens if you actually break the rules. There are consequences for them. So just make sure you do not break the rules and nothing will be bad. You can have a lot of fun. Just keep in mind that there are rules that you have to respect. So things like that could make the server better if there's communication between players and staff. So that is one of the things I want to get out there. I can't believe that I didn't talk about this sooner, and I truly apologize for that. So keep in mind, there are people of all ages. They may not actually process things faster than you can, or they may not actually know things soon enough. Sometimes you have to explain it to them so that they could actually understand and know the rules better. So that is one of the things I wanted to get there out of the way. So now it is my thoughts of my feelings of what I think and what's been going on, if I could actually explain this well, because lately I at times don't even want to actually go onto the server. Is because I know that there are some drama here. I know that there are some conflicts that I always get myself a little bit too invested in. That whenever I see conflict, I always take screenshots of that conflict. So whenever that anybody asks what has happened, I can always pull up the screenshots like, this happened, this happened, this happened. I was there. So that is one of the things I really get too invested in all honesty. But at the same time, a lot of it really kind of saves people the trouble for looking it up or asking what's going on, and they are caught up to speed, especially when I pretty much talk to all the other staff members like, this is what happened, and this is pretty much like a thing that has happened and went on, so be aware of this person that he has done this. So if he actually acts out again, then it's no excuse. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he knows that it probably was wrong. So at times, again, I really get too invested to where that if I don't go online, then I am out of the loop of wondering what has happened. But if I do go online, then it's like a little bit of a stressful moment where that I get myself a little bit too invested once again, and I'm just really down in the mood, or just I'm out of it where I just don't want to deal with it anymore. At times, I'm not saying I wanted to quit, or I wanted to quit staff, or I didn't want to do anything, but it's like, at times, I just don't even want to log on to the server because of how bad it was at that point or recently. So I just want to say it's been stressful at times. Really, it has. It has been stressful at times, especially when I know that if I were to try to enforce rules, people may not even take me seriously because of how things went down in the past weeks between staff and other players. So to know that I probably won't even make a difference is really disheartening. It's very disappointing, and it's just a little bit of demotivation of why I wanted to be a moderator in the first place, beginning of wise. And then when I became an admin, it's just adding on to the moderatorship. So basically, moderators and admins are the same, but admins has a little bit of more permissions. But let's continue on. So all it is, really what it is that I was kind of demotivated to actually just go onto the server from time to time. I didn't even want to play at times. All I know is that I was just going to log on, make some videos, and then just log out and just do whatever I need to do. I just didn't want to deal with the drama. I didn't want to deal with anything right now. I just wanted to have fun again. And at times, it was just not fun playing the server again that I've played for over a year, and I dedicated so much time into it. I've dedicated over 2,000, nearly 3,000 hours onto the server alone. So I've seen it change, and especially from my very first episode of Pixelmon on Envyblock, that I had no idea what things were. I had no idea how to do things. I was learning as I go along, and now here I am as an admin. I probably would have never thought that I would have been an admin at this given rate. I knew that I was the type of person to have authority because I've had that privilege to be a moderator for 3 years on RuneScape. The reason why I was not a moderator anymore is because I didn't respond to a forum post made by Jagex. I was not really that active for that time being, and I kind of found it unfair that since I wasn't active and I didn't respond to that post, why would they actually just pretty much throw away my moderatorship? Like, really, why would they have just thrown it away? I've been with them for a very long time. I've been dedicated. I've been enforcing the rules. I've been muting offensive players for racist remarks, for spamming, and things like that, so that they know that they're not allowed to do that. But at that point, it's like, whatever. I'm just going to continue playing RuneScape because I love the game, I love my friends, and I'm playing it for them, and I'm playing it for myself at that given point. So it wasn't really that bothersome. The only thing that was bothersome was that when they changed too much of it, that's when I decided to quit because it just wasn't the same anymore, and I couldn't go back to it. All my other friends were quitting, so that was a big demotivation, saying that if none of my friends are going to play, then there's no reason for me to play, especially of how I don't like all the new changes. I'm just out of here, and I don't want that to be the same thing to Envyblock. I don't want so many changes to happen. I'm not talking about positive changes. I'm talking about negative changes to where the community and the staff and the players are always fighting with each other. There's always question of authority, and there's always that person that's always going to push the boundaries, that's going to cause trouble, and nobody's doing anything about it, because if we were to do something about it, that just makes us look bad, like the bad guys. It just makes us look like the bad guys, and it just really frustrates me that knowing that we can't do anything about it, or if we try to, then it's just going to make the situation worse. Than what we're trying to do is actually help promote the rules and help promote the actual tranquility that the server was. So again, I really don't want to quit the server. I honestly don't. But if it's going to the point where that it's just going to get worse and worse, then I probably will not be as playing much often. And the thing that really irritates me and really kind of kills me is that I know that I am a moderator slash admin, that I could help people, but if I'm not there to help people, then it's just like, what else am I useful for? I really don't want to make myself seem like an object, but it's like, what else can I do? What else should I do? And if I try to do anything, I look like the bad guy, even though I'm trying to actually enforce the rules and enforce the thing that makes Envyblock. So how does that make me feel, knowing that I can't do anything, otherwise it makes me look bad? And then what was the other thing I was gonna say? That if I were to quit, then if I were to ever come back to the server, and there's something that's going down that I can't help, that kind of already hurts me as well. Like, I could have done this, I could have prevented that. I am stuck in a loophole, or not a loophole, I'm stuck in a loop, knowing that if I can do something, but yet I look bad while doing it, and at the same time, if I don't do something, I look bad at doing it. And then at another point, if I'm not there to stop it, then I look bad no matter what. No matter what I do or what I say, it's just gonna make me look bad, and I really, really hate that. Especially like if I were to give up being a moderator and things go down and I can't do a single thing about it because I'm no longer a moderator, then it's like, well, that was my decision, and now that I am just kicking myself in the butt because of that decision. So yeah, I really hope that I could actually explain this well, but I'm just letting my frustrations out. I am just venting at this point. So that is one of the things I really wanted to talk to you guys about for the longest of time. And this week and a half, this 2 weeks was just a perfect opportunity to talk about it. So I really hope things have changed. The only thing that I will say that this video was really recorded like 3 weeks ago, and now I am saying it about it now. So maybe at this point things have already changed for the better or not. I would never know because this video has already been pre-recorded. I'm just letting you guys know because I did say I wanted to get 1 month of recorded videos already done and uploaded. So if I say anything that really causes drama back onto the server, I am truly sorry, but this was just way long overdue and I just had to say something about it now. So I really hope, and I cannot stress this enough, I really hope that I explained this well. Just mainly, there are times where I didn't even want to log onto the server, and really at times there were things or moments or incidents that I really didn't want to deal with, and it only stressing me out further because it had to deal with a lot of my friends. To all my friends on Envyblock, I ask you to please respect the rules, to please do not take it so far within the chat, and to please, at least when you're gonna enforce the rules, do not make us look bad while trying to force it. So if people are swearing, just simply ask them to not swear, please. Or please don't swear. Give them a warning just to let them know, like, hey, please do not swear or you can be muted for it. So they will know that there's going to be a consequences if they continue to act the way that they are. But just don't say language. That really doesn't do anything. Honestly, that does not do anything. All it does just kind of makes us look bad because we're not enforcing the rules. All we're doing is just saying language. There's no context. There's nothing to explain to them why what they said was wrong. So, and as well as that, one thing to know is that make sure you use common sense if it will actually be the point where, or that moment where they actually said something that is just filtered, because we do have common words. We have innocent words that are actually filtered because they have not been manually changed. Until they are manually changed, they will still remain filtered. And if they happen to say that filtered word, if you know the context, if you know that they weren't swearing to begin with, just don't say language. Just wait a while, think it out, just process it and think to yourself, were they actually saying a swear word, or were they actually saying a word that was just happened to be censored? And if indeed it was a swear word, then you can let them know, please do not swear. And then if it happens to be a point where you don't even know, just you probably may have to ask them, like, was that a swear word? Because if it was, please do not swear. Words of choice of words can make a huge difference in the long run. Keep in mind that whatever you say in text, you cannot display emotion. You cannot emphasize anything really. That what they read, they may think that you're trying to be condescending. You may try to insult them, or whatever you say, it may be just putting them down. That would be the better terminology to use, or the phrase, that it may be putting them down, and what if they feel put down, then they probably will actually retaliate. That's where a lot of fights happen. Sometimes we all got to realize that people have different mentalities, people have different ways of processing thoughts and words and speech. So it may have not been also serious. It may have not been to where it was just like they were actually meaning it, but how we think about things, how we actually process what they say, and how we've actually dealt with past situations, sometimes it clouds our judgment and we think differently, or we think that they're always bad, or if they are accidentally trolling, or we don't even know that they're trolling, and we're assuming that they're trolling, how we react again makes us look bad in the end. And I'm not safe from this. I know I am not safe for this because I know I've made so many mistakes, and I apologize for all the mistakes I have made regarding how I dealt with situations, how I reacted to some words and things like that. It's because with a lot of experiences I have had in the past with people and text, sometimes I even make the bad assumption. I make the worst decisions. I make bad decisions. And again, I truly apologize for that. If I've reacted the wrong way, or if I said something that may have been like taken the wrong way, again, I truly apologize. So I really hope I could improve myself in doing so, or improve myself in saying the correct words, or handling the situations better, or even enforcing the rules, because I really don't want to be that guy who's always going to be strict, and I never want to be that type of guy who would always just punish first, ask questions later. Sometimes I've actually just immediately muted someone because I thought that they've already known the rules by now of how long they've been on the server, which it could have been all a misunderstanding. So if I've ever wronged you in any way that was completely my fault, I am truly sorry. But that doesn't mean that if I've already had evidence saying that what I have done or what I've said was justified, then sometimes it'll be where that I know I have said something right, but it could have handled, or it could have been handled differently. But I'm human. I make mistakes. I am sorry for those mistakes, and I hope I improve from the mistakes. And I could say it for myself. So if anybody else wants to make an apology, or if anyone else wants to be a better person or try to do better, then let me know in the comment section below. We will always make mistakes, but we cannot hide from the mistakes. We can learn from the mistakes, and we could become better because of those mistakes. Because a lot of things that we learned growing up was because of mistakes. Burning our hand onto a hot stove. We know now to always double check to see if the stove is on. And other things, other different types of different scenarios and different things I could possibly make an example I cannot think about right now because my brain is almost fried for all the different pre-recordings I have made from episode 173 up to now. Those were all pretty much recorded in a succession, and I'm going to be making 2 more videos in a succession, and I'm going to explain a lot of things. I really hope I can explain this well in episode 180. So until then, I'm going to leave it as that because I cannot think of anything else to say. I pretty much said all I needed to say, and hope I could become a better person from this on forward on Envyblock, and hope that people on Envyblock could be better people as well. Again, we are the community. What we say and do affects each and every one of us one way or another. And as well as that, from experiences, we need communication. We need to talk things out. There's a lot of drama that could be solved by talking things out, to let us know the ground level of how far we can go, and make sure that we don't try to be that person who's always pushing the boundaries because that we can do so and try to get away with it, or we can get away with it because of how one staff member acts differently from another staff member. So in the main points, let us try to keep the rules as they are and respect the rules and try to be the best community that we could possibly can. So there's nothing else for me to say. Until then, have a great day everyone. I am SirKeen090, and as always, I will see you in the next video.